In every challenge lies an opportunity for transformation, and it all comes down to how you approach it. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, blaming others, or fixating on the frustration, ask yourself, what am I going to do with this situation? What sets successful individuals apart is their willingness to take responsibility for the hard work others shy away from. They focus not on the obstacles in front of them, but on how they can turn those very obstacles into something good. Running a business is a perfect example of this mindset in action. It's not often that we think of philosophy and entrepreneurship together, but they have a lot in common. Business, much like life, constantly tests you. It challenges your patience, your creativity, and your resilience. Take Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. He was a merchant who lost everything in a shipwreck, only to find that his misfortune led him to philosophy. In his own words, he made a great fortune when he suffered the shipwreck. This attitude of turning hardship into growth is the essence of Stoicism, and it's just as relevant for business owners today as it was in ancient times. For example, I can relate this lesson from my own experience. In December 2019, my wife and I fell in love with two historic buildings in a small town in Texas, and we decided to open a bookstore. Sounds like a great idea, right? That is, until 2020 came along, and suddenly, it looked like a huge mistake. The renovation took longer and cost more than expected, and then the world went into lockdown. The bookstore stood there, fully ready but completely empty. It felt like a monument to my own arrogance. Yet this was also a test. Would we let this challenge defeat us, or would we rise to it and become better for it? The Stoics would say that the obstacles we face are opportunities to grow, no matter how dire they may seem. Owning a business brings with it an incredible power, control. You can make decisions that align with your values, whether it's providing fair wages, ensuring the sustainability of your products, or minimizing environmental impact. As a business owner, you have the opportunity to practice Stoic virtues, making ethical choices and contributing to the greater good. Stoicism teaches that we are all part of something bigger, and as business owners, we can apply this to make a positive impact, even in the smallest decisions. For instance, I made a conscious decision to stop using plastic bags with our products. Every time I looked at the plastic, I saw an opportunity to do better. By choosing to take responsibility for the environmental impact of my business, I could make a real difference, not just in my life, but in the world around me. That's the beauty of Stoicism in business. You don't just apply philosophy to improve your success, you apply it to improve yourself and your community. This idea of flipping challenges into opportunities isn't unique to me. Take Mark Echo, the creator of Echo Industries, who faced a similar situation. With no money left to throw their usual big event at a major fashion conference, he and his team decided to turn their absence into an event in itself. They showed up with a simple booth, just a chair and a sign that read, "Where's Echo?" This unexpected move sparked curiosity and became the viral marketing stunt of the event. Instead of being the brand that failed to show up, they became the most talked about brand at the conference, launching their business to new heights. In business, as in life, it's not about avoiding challenges. It's about reframing them, thinking critically, and taking action with resilience and creativity. It's about asking yourself, when faced with adversity, what can I make out of this? Every obstacle presents an opportunity for growth, and with the right mindset, you can transform even the toughest circumstances into the building blocks of success. In every challenging situation, the question to ask yourself is not what went wrong, or who is to blame, but rather, what can I do with this? It's about shifting focus from the problem to the solution, finding the advantages in your current position, identifying what others might not be willing to do, and then taking those actions to flip the situation around. Success isn't about dwelling on setbacks. It's about leveraging every circumstance as an opportunity to move forward and make something positive out of it. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control. As a business owner or anyone facing adversity, you quickly realize that most factors are beyond your control. You can't dictate the weather, control the global economy, or change other people's actions. What you can do, however, is decide where to direct your energy. Think of your energy like a limited resource. If you only have 100 units of focus and strength, how are you going to spend them? Are you going to waste them on things outside your control, or are you going to put that energy into what you can influence? This choice is more than just a philosophical one. It's a practical, business-savvy decision. Focusing on what you can control makes you a better leader, a better decision maker, and a better problem solver. It allows you to stay productive, proactive, and resilient, especially in the face of challenges that feel overwhelming. One of the best pieces of advice I received when starting my bookstore came from a seasoned businesswoman who had run multiple bookstore chains. She told me that in order to succeed, you have to diversify. It's not enough to just sell books. You have to find multiple streams of income. This is a difficult lesson for many business owners and creators, but it's one that's essential to long-term success. It's about thinking beyond the immediate task at hand and creating multiple avenues for growth and security. But that's not always easy. Just like any other entrepreneur, I've faced setbacks. For example, last year, a Texas freeze caused significant damage to my store's roof. It wasn't fun, and it wasn't cheap, but I knew it was necessary to invest in fixing it before another storm hit. Instead of stressing about the cost or wishing things were different, I took practical steps to ensure the store was more resilient in the future. That's the core of Stoicism, preparing for what life might throw at you, not by worrying about it, but by making real, tangible changes that improve your situation. True success, whether in business or in life, is a result of the groundwork laid months or even years in advance. When I sit down to write, the words I produce are the result of the work I did the day before and the day before that. When I feel confident in myself, it's the product of the effort I've put into my physical and mental well-being. Nothing in life comes from nowhere. Whether it's success, inspiration, or even a great day at work, they are all lagging indicators of the effort and choices you made beforehand. The temptation is to get distracted, to compare yourself to others, or to follow the trends that seem to be working for everyone else. I've seen this happen firsthand. In my time at American Apparel, I watched the company shift away from what made it unique, chasing after what other brands like Forever 21 and Urban Outfitters were doing. But in the end, that distraction cost them. They lost focus on their core mission, and as a result, they struggled to stay relevant. The lesson here is that staying true to your principles, your mission, and your unique strengths is vital. You must resist the urge to stray from your path and remain disciplined, even when others around you are getting sidetracked. This applies not just to business, but to life in general. The Stoics understood that discipline is key to both happiness and success. It's about sticking to what you know, focusing on what you can control, and not getting lost in the noise of external distractions. Whether it's personal growth, career ambitions, or navigating challenges, the key is to stay focused on your own path. You are the only one who can walk it, and that's why it matters. If someone else is already doing what you're trying to do, let them. Your mission is unique to you, and it's only by staying true to that path that you'll achieve the success you're aiming for. The desire to carve out your own unique space in the world is a powerful one. As Peter Thiel wisely put it, competition is for losers, and this is a perspective that can fundamentally reshape how we approach success and personal achievement. Each of us is born with a completely distinct set of circumstances and genetic makeup. No one else can replicate your journey, your vision, or your unique gifts. Therefore, to imitate others, to follow the crowd, is to squander the singular opportunity you've been given. In a world filled with noise and repetition, why settle for doing what everyone else is doing? Instead, embrace the truth that your path is yours alone to walk. You're not just one among many. You are a monopoly, a pioneer of something that only you can create and bring to life. The greatest success doesn't come from competing with others, but from carving a niche so unique that no one can compete with what you have to offer. Be the only one. Doing it is not just a call to action, it's a challenge to be true to your distinctive self. It's about doing things in a way that only you can, with a depth and originality that no one else can replicate. There's a saying that being the only one is far more powerful than being the best. Being the only one means you have no competition, because no one else is bringing what you are. That's your strength. The world doesn't need more of the same, it needs more of you. This mindset isn't just reserved for entrepreneurs or creatives, though. Whether you're working on a business, a personal project, or even in relationships, authenticity is the key. Doing it the way only you can, following your unique vision and truth, creates a ripple effect that can change not just your world, but also the world around you. On a similar note, one of the essential lessons when managing anything, be it a team, a business, or even life, is realizing that you don't control others. True leadership isn't about forcing people to follow you or make them do your bidding. As the great Dwight Eisenhower once said, leadership is the art of getting. people to do what they need to do because they believe they want to do it. When you're in charge, you are really only in control of your own actions, decisions, and emotions. You can set the vision, the rules, and the culture, but at the end of the day, the only thing you can truly control is yourself. This is a critical lesson in both leadership and life. It's about recognizing what you can and can't influence. The Stoic principle of controlling only what's within your grasp frees you from the illusion that you can dictate other people's actions. It encourages you to focus on your own integrity, your actions, and the example you set. And when others don't align with your mission, it's okay. It's not about forcing them to stay. It's about realizing that the right fit will always find their place. And if they don't, that's their path, not yours. In the digital age, influencers are often seen as the epitome of success. However, influencing is simply word of mouth taken to a much larger scale. At its core, it's about authentic connections and building a genuine following, not from manipulation, but from shared enthusiasm and belief in what you stand for. This is exactly why I choose to give away my work, not as a marketing gimmick, but as an investment in creating a community that genuinely resonates with the content I share. Marketing doesn't need to be complicated. In fact, the most successful strategies often start from a place of authenticity and generosity. It's about creating a flow of value so strong that it doesn't require force, it simply grows. By providing free resources, fostering genuine engagement, and focusing on creating real content, you build trust and loyalty. And when the time comes to launch something new, the audience you've built will already be there, ready to embrace whatever you create next. The same philosophy extends to the daily content we create. Whether it's through emails, podcasts, or articles, every piece serves as a bridge to build deeper connections with others and grow a community that shares in the journey. The key is consistency, generosity, and a relentless focus on offering value. Through all of this, we see a clear pattern. Success doesn't come from competing with others, but from doing the work that only you can do, offering value, and letting the world naturally gravitate toward what resonates with them. So, embrace your uniqueness, focus on what you can control, and watch how your authenticity creates a ripple effect that resonates with those around you.